Alrighty. All right, what a win by the Celtics. This is the Celtics Live post-game show. I'm Ev. If you're watching live on Periscope or watching live on Twitter, make sure you keep with the comments. Keep the conversation going down below. If you're watching the replay on YouTube that I post the next day or later in the night, make sure you drop a comment down there too. Celtics take the dub 114-93. Couple good games here. I want to start with Jayson Tatum because I wore the JT Smooth hoodie that we have on the Guy Boston Sports store, GuyBostonSports.com/store. You can pick up the JT Smooth hoodie. It's a lightweight hoodie. It's awesome. I wore it. I put it on at halftime because I was like, oh, I gotta wear this during the stream. Jayson Tatum's going off. And then there's a couple bigger stories that came out. It was like I thought it was going to be not a career night for Tatum, not that great, but I was like, okay, this is going to be a good game for the season for Jayson Tatum in the season tonight. Still was like he still had a very good game, but he just wasn't the top player in my mind. Top player went Gordon Hayward. You see on the side here, Gordon Hayward with 11 boards, 16 points, 11 boards, 8 assists. Jaylen Brown with 21 points, not much of anything else. I think he had 3 steals. That's fairly impressive. And then we saw Jayson Tatum with 18 points and 6 rebounds. Jayson Tatum didn't seem to do too much down the stretch. It didn't seem like he was rocking on all cylinders, but nonetheless, Celtics take the win, 114-93. Also, a shout out to a couple guys, Marcus Smart in particular, with a great game. 17 for Marcus Smart. He had 5 threes. What world are we in right now? What world are we in where Marcus Smart hits 5 threes? I love it. I love it. But another shout out, a lot of people were ragging on him on Twitter, I saw, but saying that Tice just isn't good or something. I mean, he had 13 points tonight. He had the highest plus minus on the team. Speaking of plus minus, every person that got in the game tonight, in fact, I think it was everyone. PJ Dozier even got in. Every person on the Celtics roster was in the plus minus positive tonight, which is awesome. We'll get into some of your questions here because I saw a couple of them, a couple good ones. We will start with Rai's question. He asks it, are we better without Kyrie? Rai, I had this in my notes. I was going to get to that. No. At home, it's easy to win at home. I mean, relatively speaking. Not easy, but you can win at home. The Celtics are 1-8 or 1-7 on the road in the playoffs without Kyrie, and they're 6-6 regular season without him. They've already lost once this year. They're not better with him overall. Home, sure. You want to say that? Fine. I'm not going to argue if you say that they're better at home without Kyrie. Now they have, a 22 and I don't even know. It's a damn good record at home without Kyrie, but they're not better. I won't let someone convince me that they're just not. Maybe they play better at home. Brad Stevens can do some damage, but let's cool the Jets on saying they're better at home without Kyrie. I mean, you beat Minnesota and Dallas, two teams that are beatable. I do like both those teams, just the talent on that team, but you're a better team than both of them. So I will not accept right now anyone still with the narrative that they're better without Kyrie. Now, there's a case to be made if you trade Kyrie for Anthony Davis, then you're just replacing a superstar with a superstar, right? Different. Tommy, what's going on, says Brad Stevens did a great job tonight. Yeah. I think that Brad Stevens did. Brad Stevens has kind of gone up and down, big time roller coaster with him this year. It's like he's not totally checked in sometimes. I don't think that's the right term I'm looking for, but it's like sometimes Brad Stevens looks like he's coaching hell of a game. Sometimes it looks like he's just letting the guys play. But tonight was not one of those bad nights, not at all. Rai, you're still sticking with the Kyrie. It's not a coincidence. I don't know. You say that we lost in Dallas with Kyrie, right? I don't know. That was in Dallas, the away record. I guess that doesn't Kyrie played, but either way, you're just not going to convince me. I mean, I've seen it before. I've seen people talk about it before. Just I'm not convinced yet. Mark, what's going on? You say nice hat. Oh yeah. Not even released yet. Mark, you have the white and navy blue one. Love these mesh backed hats. Madigan O'Brien says Hayward had a much better game. Yeah. Not than the 35-point night, but now we've seen Hayward string 2 awesome games together. 2 awesome games together. Hayward tonight they put him in there, tried to put him in at the end. I was texting KJ saying, hey, like, or we were texting and we were both kind of on the get him back in there, try and go for the triple double. He had 16 points, 11 rebounds, and finished with 8 assists. Couldn't get the 2 more assists. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. Yeah, so we can also talk about how awesome that was with Dirk at the end. The Celtics, if you weren't watching the game, the Celtics wanted Dirk to score so badly. Dirk was 1 point away, I think, from KJ showed this to me, 1 point away from tying Kobe, and 2 points away, I guess, from overtaking Kobe in the most points scored there by a Western Conference player. That's awesome. He just couldn't do it. Like, it wasn't meant to be. You're telling me Dirk couldn't he had his typical shots. He had a couple spin fadeaways, 1-footers, and then a straight on three. Then he hucked one up at the end, but it just wasn't it just wasn't meant to be. It was funny though. And Pivot Celtic says, what do you think it would take to say Hayward's back? Now I've been on Hayward's side this whole game, this whole year, but I have been very, very, not quick to say that he's back. Now it's a good question. What will it take? I guess I haven't got asked that before. What will it take to say Hayward's back? It's probably gonna take a month of this play. Does that make sense? It's gonna take a month. Like, what's that? Probably about playing every other day. That's probably 10 to 15 games. It's gonna take that for me to think Hayward's back. That's just, and when you say back, it's like, I don't forget how good he was in Utah. Like, will he be back? Damn, I mean, Hayward was dunking on people, jumping out of the building in Utah, athletic, faster than a lot of people. That's when people when people say back, that's what I think. Is he back to being a really good basketball player? I think so. Rai, you say you love me either way, even though we disagree. We do disagree, but yeah, feelings mutual. We got that. And it just let's see. Tommy's saying, what are people smoking? Talking about you, Rai. Boston is better without Kyrie. I know I wrote an article on the site, Guy Boston Sports, either yesterday or the day before. I don't know, losing track of days around the holidays here. And I just went over the numbers. Like, if you look at the numbers, they're a sub 500 team without Kyrie on the road. And they have one playoff win that they barely won. I believe it was against Philly without Kyrie. The Celtics just aren't a better team without Kyrie. The home stats, the home numbers, the home record, how everyone plays, the visuals when they're at home, look like Kyrie's better, okay? I understand that. I understand the stats speak for themselves, but then you have to give credence to the away stats speak for themselves too. I want to touch on, I have some notes here. I want to touch on Tatum. That's the type of game now, my streams, I'm usually saying I don't like when guys are shooting so much when Kyrie's out there and stuff. Well, guess what? This is the game where I'm okay with a Jayson Tatum or a Jaylen Brown taking a lot of shots because you don't feel like you're taking the shots from anyone. Does that make sense? Jayson Tatum putting up 21 shots tonight, 11 threes, like, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because I feel like he isn't taking, those shots are his to take. And he's not ripping them from anyone else. He's not stripping them from Kyrie or anything like that. Like, those are Tatum's shots to take, and I'm okay with that. I love how aggressive he was tonight. In fact, I wish that Tatum did that whenever Kyrie was out. I wish that he was the guy that kind of took over, because then we'd have a little bit better of an idea of what we're getting in the future. When what is it, 6 years that separate the two? If they're both long-term Celtics guys, Tatum will be here longer than Kyrie. It'll be Tatum's team when Kyrie starts to fade off. That's a fact. Let's see what we're getting. Speaking of young guys, Luka Doncic is filthy. I mean, the way he plays, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. He's just this total team guy, while at the same time being absolutely unreal at scoring the rock. He had 19 and 9 tonight and 4 assists. I'm a huge. I'm turning into an even bigger Luka fan. That's what it is. Like, he's a guy that is one of those guys in the league, and you're just like, holy crap, I wish he was on the Celtics. Let's see. We got Rai saying Jaylen is a lot better too now. Does Gordon taking pressure off help? Maybe. That's not a bad way of thinking of it. Does it, like, it's Jaylen can kind of just be out there and do his thing now, right? It's not, no one is not to say looking over his shoulder and stuff, but it's like, well, Hayward's kind of solidified himself playing well off the bench. Maybe Jaylen doesnent feel like he's pressured to, oh boy, I better do well, I better play well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm hypothesizing here. But either way, if whatever the hell is happening, if Jaylen Brown's gonna play good and Gordon Hayward's gonna play good, that's a positive. No one's gonna complain about that. Now, I don't want people saying, well, that's because Kyrie's not playing. It's not. I want this team, if they, if you want to convince me that they're better without Kyrie, I'm gonna need to see a lot more than a bunch of home wins against some of these teams. It's just that's just not what I am. Not what's gonna convince me. Um, Jay Moran 8996 asks, would you rather Luca or Tatum? Now obviously Luca wasn't in the league last year, but after if Jayson Tatum was playing like he played last year, certainly towards the end of the year, I would have said, hell no, are you kidding me? Tatum's a legend in the making, blah blah blah. He's had an off year, not an off year. Like his off year is still good. He's had a good year stats wise. He's just the eye test hasn't been up to par in terms of what I expected from Tatum. Excuse me. So that's a closer question now. I still don't necessarily know. I don't think I'm off the Tatum train. I don't. I don't think I'm off the Tatum train. So I am going to stick with him if it was up to Tatum or Luca. But that's damn close. Like Luca's in that category that it makes me think like, oh boy, like that's a guy that I wish the Celtics had. Like he's a guy that I wish some way somehow he fell into their lap, and that's who they could build the franchise around. But I'm not at the point where I would say I want him over Tatum just because I don't know. Like, what if Luka's a 1-year wonder? I don't know if he is. I don't even think he is. I think he's gonna be good. Like he's shown enough that he's going to be good. But I don't know. At least we know Tatum can have 15 points, drop 15 points a game while still kind of having a bad night and that type of thing. I'm just not. I think it just comes down to I'm not ready to say that Luka's better than um Tatum yet. He might be. Like he might end up being like that. He's definitely got I hate to say it, but he's definitely got a lot of LeBron in him in terms of being able to absolutely take over a game, be unselfish, but also do everything, a little bit of everything. It's pretty awesome. Um, Tommy, you're saying the Celtics fans need to have patience. Oh, 1000%. The Celtics fans need to have patience. It's like this team, and you know what? I'm gonna even take it a step forward, further. This team, yeah, it'd be great if they were a finals contender this year, right? Yeah, it'd be great. But how about the next 2 years? Like, Jaylen Brown will develop. Jayson Tatum will develop. Marcus Smart's still going to be here. Kyrie's going to be 2 years older and in pretty much the prime year. 28 years old. That's prime. That is prime. Think about it. Westbrook, Harden, these guys Durant just got out of that. Like, that's a prime time. Like, that's the prime. The Celtics are fine for the future. If you're thinking that this is an off year, and I've said it before too, that they're just in a funk or something, well, good, because they're at what is their record? 23-15, and they're 13-5 at home, and they're in a funk. They're a 23-15 team, and they're in a funk. What is it, the Patriots? Is it the Patriots who win 11, 12 games a year, and you're in a funk? Like, I'm okay if this is the Celtics funk. I've come to grips with that. They're probably not as good as we thought this year, but oh boy, oh man, you tell me in the future that this team's not going to be filthy. Have some patience. Have patience. Walter checks in, says Horford and Hayward, the killer H's. Yeah, I didn't even shout out Horford tonight. Horford definitely had a good game, and it was kind of like a late onset game. Like you think he had, I don't know, maybe 7 points or something. He finished with 10, but he had 8 and 8 too. So he was almost a triple-double contender with Gordon Hayward there. Again, I really, really wish Gordon Hayward somehow pulled it out. I don't know. I just wish. Rai thinks that Luka is just better than Tatum and he's a better leader. Fine. I'm not going to argue it, but I'm just, that's my opinion. I feel like Rai, me and you don't see eye to eye whatsoever most of these times. Jay Cheerio 92 says this team is completely loaded. If they can put it all together, they're going to be unstoppable. Exactly. It's like if this team is able to fully mesh, play like this with Kyrie on the floor and bring it all together, they're going to be a force. They're going to be that behemoth we all thought they were. And like I said before, I'll talk about it again. Gordon Hayward's not starting. Jaylen Brown's not starting. But if they become that behemoth, if they become a finals contender, those guys will be in the starting lineup. Jaylen Brown will be starting over Marcus Smart. Hayward will be starting over Marcus Morris. Because they're just better basketball players than the two that are starting over them right now. Walter says that Tatum will be gone in the AD trade. Maybe. I'll talk about that. Let me know what you guys think. I've asked this before in these streams. Would you include Tatum in a package for AD? I think I did it once before, and the responses were like 9-8 in favor of yes. So let me know, yes or no. Would you trade Tatum? Would you let Danny put him in a package for Anthony Davis? After last year, I would have said hell no. I think this year I'd do it. Anthony Davis is unbelievable. I think he's just one of the most talented, if not the most talented, for his size, speed, coordination, ability to shoot, create shots for others too at a big man position. Crazy. Let me know, yes or no, would you trade Tatum for Anthony Davis? It would take more than that. But would you include Tatum in the package? Because last year, I guarantee you, last year people were like, hell no, no way. Tommy says no. So there we go. And I bet this is going to be 50-50. We'll see. Let's see. Remember Sully, Jared Sullinger? Oh, me and him went back and forth sometimes. We had some beef on Twitter there. I liked him at sometimes, and sometimes he absolutely stunk. Yeah, but let me know if you would trade Jayson Tatum for Anthony Davis. It is 1-1 right now. Last time, like I said, it was 9-8. Rai says yes, so we got 2-1. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I like I said, I don't have the sample size, because I tell myself, yeah, I wouldn't do it last year, and then what do I go and do? This year I'm thinking, yes, I would, and it's only been, that's less than 2 seasons, so I can't say if it's a yes or no yet, not yet. But let's see. KJ, you're saying yes, but you'd fight tooth and nail to keep him first. Yeah, that's a very good way to think about it. Like, if it has to be Tatum, sure. But you know what? If there's any way it doesn't have to be, boom. But that's 3-1. If you haven't, head over and listen to the Wicked Smart Sports Guys podcast I was on with KJ on the site, GuyBostonSports.com/podcasts. Hey, Maddie, and Maddie says yes, she would. So what are we at now? 4-1, and Tommy's saying that he's going to go to the Lakers for next year. That's very possible. I'm a firm believer in LeBron gets what he wants. And we also talk about that on the podcast that I'm on with KJ, so definitely go check that out, the Wicked Smart Sports Guys podcast. We talk about who can formulate a better offer, and I do think the Lakers have a better chance of getting him, just because I think that they can put together a better offer. Their guys have kind of risen, like Alonzo, Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, even Josh Hart. Those guys have taken a step up this year, whereas I feel like, now this game excluded and a few others, Jaylen Brown, definitely, and Jayson Tatum, all I feel like have kind of taken a step back, or both. So who can put together a better package? The Lakers. They can. They can. These draft picks aren't necessarily looking like unbelievable, right? It's I think 2 of them just creeped into the top 14 in the lottery, so that's a positive. But we thought that some of those picks, or at least one of them, was going to be a damn good pick and it was going to be able to be used for AD. But it doesn't necessarily look like that. So I don't know. I think it'll take Tatum. But as we said here, you're gonna have to fight tooth and nail to try and keep Tatum. Like it's just how it's gonna work. Ryan JB88 says Ingram and Kuzma and a pick would do it. I don't know. That's tough. Depends on the pick, I guess. But Kuzma and Ingram, like, they're both good. Like, Ingram, I don't know if I'm a bad Celtics fan saying this, but I think Ingram may have won the Ingram Brown debate. I don't know. It's too early to say. Rai1231 says, keep clicking on the screen, guys. We need more hearts. Please do that. Yeah, let's hammer those hearts. If you click on the screens, it helps people get in here, helps more people see this stream, and we can get more conversation going. So all you have to do, if you're on a mobile device, all you have to do is smash the screen just a few times, or if you want to do it a bunch, that's fine. If you're watching on desktop, I believe there's a button at the bottom right. But yeah, keep smashing those hearts there. Definitely helps. Definitely helps. I can't thank you enough for that. If you're watching the replay on YouTube tomorrow on the Guy Boston Sports YouTube channel, you will not see these hearts popping up. But if you're watching the stream live right now, the live viewers, the ones that I actually love, the ones that come in and watch on time, you better be smashing that screen. Let's see some colors going. Come on, guys. But yeah, let's get back to that. That's an interesting topic about who can offer what for AD. It's like, I think Celtics fans can admit, right? We can admit that, at least I think we'd be able to admit that the Lakers have a better chance for AD now. One, they have LeBron who's recruiting him, right? Right. But then you also have the fact that they can trade for him this season. They don't have to wait until July. And then it's like why wait another minute for something that you could have done yesterday? It's the Lakers can trade for him, and they have a better package in my mind. So I'm starting to get cold. I'm starting to get cold on the 80 to Boston thing. I hope it somehow happens, but I'm starting to get cold on it. Maddie, you say that your Blue Jackets they're lost and the Celtics won, so you take it. And then you said you're always on time to your streams. Yeah, if you guys do not have it done, yeah, make sure you go to my profile. This is if you like to watch the streams, because it'll give you just a notification when I go live. You don't have to put notifications for all tweets, but you can definitely see it when we go live. And I'm thinking about you know, just pushing that more in these streams because I think it can definitely help. Like Maddie, I know that you're always in here super early, so that's noticeable, and we can get the conversation started quicker. The more of you that jump in here within the first 30 seconds or so, that's always awesome. Um, let's see. Tommy, you're saying don't trade Jayson Tatum. All right, so I think we're at 5-2 or 4-2 or something like that. But again, it's in favor of doing it. Like if I were to ask this during the playoffs last year, whew, no chance. There's not a chance in the world that would have been, out of 6 people voting, and there should be more of you guys voting. What the heck? Come on. That we would all be in consensus that yeah, let's trade Jayson Tatum for AD. We thought Jayson Tatum was the next Celtics Larry Bird, you know what I mean? And well, it's I don't know, it is what it is right now. Like it is what it is. Jayson Tatum has not done what he did last year, but he could definitely do it. Like you don't think we glorify Jayson Tatum based on how he played late in the year and in the playoffs and stuff. Well, guess what? Maybe he'll do that again. Maybe he'll do it again and just earn us all back. Who knows? Rai says you wait for my streams after the game right away. Yeah, we're building a few, a few of you people, a few of you guys that definitely jump in here a lot and definitely a part of the conversation. And obviously I appreciate that tremendously. And I can see you guys, your thumbs or whatever you're using must be getting sore because you guys are hammering those hearts right there. That's awesome. We'll stay on here for just a few more minutes. We can answer some questions. We can get to whatever. We can talk more LeBron stuff. We can get to whatever, but won't stay on too much longer. Ryan JB88. Oh, it's tough having two Ryans in here, but I'm definitely distinguishing. He's only 20. Correct. Like he could do it again. I'm not off the Jayson Tatum train whatsoever. I just think I don't know. I just think that he's taken a step back because he had such a good rookie year. Like for expectations, anyone that thinks that he's meeting expectations, you're lying to yourself, whether you want to or not. Like you thought he was going to be better. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Tommy throwing in a Patriots question. I love it. I love it. Hey, do you think the Pats will go to the Super Bowl? I do. I think so. I do. I seriously do. I think that this. I don't think this playoff picture is as strong as everyone thinks, and I think the Patriots going to figure it out. What have we seen in the past? Don't count them out. Don't count them out. Um, let's see. I think I'm saying your name right. Bartleby MA, Bartleby Mass. I don't think we should trade JT unless we get 80 long term. That's a good point. I think Kenny and I talked about that on his podcast. Unless you know that Anthony Davis is definitely staying here, you're not going to trade Jayson Tatum. But if you do, then we can think about it. If you do know AD staying here, it's a whole different question. It is. It changes it because if you were to tell me that AD is not here long term, then I would say no. I don't care that Jayson Tatum's taking a step back. I don't want someone that's not going to be here long term. Patriots need to redeem themselves for last year. Yeah, they do. Rai says, will the Bruins... this is awesome. Hitting all the sports right now. Will the Bruins reach a Stanley Cup final? I hope so. I think that they're starting to score some goals, which is good. They're starting to score some goals and moving Pasternak around is awesome. But again, you'll trip me up if we talk about the Bruins for too long. I don't analyze them. I watch them. Follow Jeremy Perigo on Twitter. He's the content director for GabBostonSports.com for Bruins. He's awesome. Let's see. Ryan JB88 says he agrees, but the Lakers would have given Ingram anyways when he was 20. He's like 21, 22 now. Yeah, Ingram's getting older, but still not old. I wouldn't, not that big of a deal. 20 to 21, I guess. But Jayson Tatum being young, 2 years younger, definitely adds value to it. I guess we can say that. Will the Red Sox make another run for the World Series? Yes, yes, they will. So we've hit all four of the major Boston sports. Yes, the Red Sox, the Red Sox will repeat. The Pats going to win the Super Bowl. Celtics will win the NBA Finals some year, and Bruins are going to the Cup. All right, guys, I'm checking off. That was a good stream. Thank you guys for for jumping on here and getting talking real quick. Remember, put on that notifications bell on my Twitter page. It'll notify you when I go live, and then you can jump on, get in the conversation right away, and you'll be one of the first ones. Start the trend, start the topics, and go Celtics. We'll look. We'll look at the schedule right before we get off here, because I'm thinking I smell a win streak coming. That's 2 in a row now. It's 2 in a row now. They did lose New Year's Eve, but the Celtics are yet to lose in 2019, right? I think I have that right. And I think they play the Nets. Let me let this load, as if it ever loads. I think they play the Nets next. Ooh, that's tough to say. Nets next. Let's see. Still loading here. What are we doing? All right, we have... Oh, let's go. Brooklyn win. And I know some of you guys hate when I do these predictions. Indiana, revenge game. Miami win. Orlando win. Brooklyn again win. And then mid-January the 16th, taking on Toronto to get another dub against them. It's going to be a good one. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's make sure that we, next time we're in here, next time you jump in here, if you tune into another one, definitely power that heart button. KJ is asking me to talk about Dirk. I'll give a little tribute to Dirk. I've loved Dirk for so long. Talked about him at the beginning of the stream, just in terms of how I wish that he wanted to do that. I mentioned that he was 2 points off from being the all-time leading scorer as a Western Conference player in the Garden, and that's we talked about him a little bit earlier, but. Damn. One bucket, Dirk. One bucket. Everyone wanted it to happen. He couldn't have it happen. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. But we'll catch in with you guys next game. Make sure you tune in. Let's get a Celtics win streak starting right now.